Welcome everybody to a qualifying-less Monza. I hope you are all having a brilliant day. Of course, as you know, no qualifying means we've had to restart. A very annoying time for sure, but Jamie is on pole position today. Peter joins him on the first row in P2. Charlie in P3, Callum in P4, Bradley in P5, Carl in P6, Harry in P7.
And Harry have collided, so they've been disqualified from the formation lap, which means they'll start on cold tyres.
A very unfortunate time for them both, but Harry in P7, Costas in P8, so they'll be starting next to each other. And George all the way down in P20. Definitely an unfortunate time, and are we missing someone?
Aston Martin.
Yes, we are. Well, that is an unfortunate time. We have 9 drivers today. We did have 10 drivers, but that monumentous occasion is gone. I hope you are all having a brilliant day, though. What are you expecting from today's race?
Drama.
I think we've seen enough of that already.
Plenty of drama. And probably not in the most positive way either.
Very, very true. But hopefully we don't see too much chaos.
Turns 1 and 2 are going to be the ones to look out for.
We shall keep an eye on that then. Don't you worry. But people, as the drivers now line back up very, very slowly onto the grid, piling one on by one But one on by one, well, I just don't know why I said that. That's very weird. But the drivers are lining back up. That's the point. I shall pass it over to Preston for lights out now.
Yeah, I mean, the Mercedes are going very slow here, taking their time on this formation lap. It shouldn't be too long before we can get us underway.
Very true. And Harry now calling out Costas, apparently. Not a potentially safe driver. We'll have to have a look into that and see what happens. But who knows? I'm very sorry to interrupt you. I know I said I'd hand it over to you, but just wanted to mention that.
Right, now I think all drivers are lined up now. Here we go. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out. And away we go here. It's a decent start from Jamie, but so does Peter get a decent start. The front 4 are all in line here. Can it go 3 wide? Ham was looking, but he got shut off. Peters dives in. Goes straight past turn 1. Cuts it off, but Callum gets in front of Charlie here.
And then Callum goes P2 as well. Charlie heads up to P3. Peter's all the way down to P4. But Bradley's up to P4 now. Overtaken Peter. Peter's down, falling down the pack quite a bit. Carl was fallen down to P7 here. Costa's still in P8. But Harry up to P12 here. No, down to P12 surely because he fell down. But going through the carnage. Up to P7 now. Wow, George is already up to P8. There's been a massive collision within the AIs. I think Carl got mixed up in that collision as well. A very unlucky time. Can he get back up? That's the question he'll be hoping for.
Well, he's now on the back of Callum here.
Oh, I'll have to go back up. There we go.
Oh, but he went slightly wide there. Now it's invited Bradley onto the back of Charlie.
This could be something. Imagine if Bradley overtakes Charlie here. You would have the 2 McLarens on top and Bradley in P3. I don't think we have seen that before.
I don't think we have, no.
But now Jamie sets fast out for 130.034. Will Charlie beat that time? He hasn't.
No, not in first lap.
But we are going to get the telemetry up. We're going to get everything up now.
Oh,
what's happened?
Charlie's gone really deep into the first corner and it's invited Bradley to get the move on him.
Bradley up to P3 here, a strong showing. Peter may be looking for the advantage also on Charlie. But Charlie is making mistakes and the drivers are taking advantage here. George is now up to P7. A great recovery from George, I must say.
He's now on the back of Charlie here. He's really looking for a move, probably on the back straight. That's probably where the best place to overtake is.
If Peter can overtake Charlie, the scenes would be something else, that is for sure. It would definitely change the championship up. Of course, Charlie currently in second place. Peter a bit behind. I will get it up now for you. But can Peter get the overtake, or will Charlie hold out? It looks like Peter is falling a bit behind here, out of the DRS range now. But Bradley is just behind Callum.
Yeah, what's it? Charlie just slightly cut the corner there and just managed to gain a little advantage, but he's now on the back of Bradley here, going down to turn 1.
Could he get the overtake done? I mean, Bradley is losing pace.
He's got the slipstream. He's probably using his ERS as well.
Trying to pull on me outside.
Who can break later? Wheel by wheel.
And it looks like
it's Bradley.
Bradley just holds on. Wow, what a brilliant battle we just saw. Bradley manages to hold on, but I'm sure Charlie will not give up. Charlie now potentially looking for an opening somewhere. Can he find it?
Yeah, he just needs to stick close to him, and then on the back straight just get loads of DRS. Not DRS, so slipstream, and then he'll get DRS in the following straight if he doesn't get the move done before then.
Very, very true, but a quick note, George is now on the back of Costas, finding his way back up with the DRS now, looking on what is the outside of Costas, cannot stretch it enough. Costas cuts the corner and manages to keep it here. Can George find a way past the Haas driver? He'll be definitely looking for it, but as Charlie is getting ever so closer to Bradley now.
Yeah, Bradley's backlight's flashing all over the place. It means he probably doesn't have much battery, which he doesn't. And it's invited Charlie to use up his battery here with DRS. It should be too fast for Bradley. And it is. He's ahead. Oh, but Bradley's going for a late lunge. Oh, and they've dumped wheels. And Charlie's cut the corner and got a 5-second penalty.
Is that the fault of Bradley potentially pushing him off track? Will that penalty be revoked potentially? Who knows, we'll have to see. But Charlie now pressuring Callum, looking for the overtake. At the same time, George has got past Costas, up to P6. Both the Alpines in P5 and in P6 now. They'll be looking to get back up, who knows. But Cole back down to P14.
Oh! Charlie's rear end stepped out and he spun and hit the wall. That's lost his wing.
Oh! A 15-second time penalty to Cole now. What the hell just happened? He's out to P11. Costas has taken advantage up to P7. Charlie all the way down to P9. Cole now falling down as well.
Yeah, that's
and he's gone.
Awful news. Oh.
That's
him out.
He will not be happy because we just restarted. He was one of the surviving cars and he's DNF'd here.
This is actually better news for Charlie, though. He was looking at having to box, replace his wing, and serve a 5-second penalty, but with a safety car, he might be able to just get a cheaper pit stop.
But this could, as you say, work into Charlie's favour. But now Carl is not happy at all. What is going on here? I don't know whether he's leaving the series or whether he's just saying end of the restarts. Who knows? We'll have to get some more information on that. But Charlie serving a penalty, which will shaft him down even more. But it's still a safety car here, so he'll be able to catch back up. Our wing is reattached. He's got a lot of time to make up. Costas coming out of the pits now. But this is interesting. Both the McLarens still on top here.
Yeah, an interesting note to make. The top 4 are all on mediums, whereas George is on the hards here, as well as Harry. They're both on hards, so they're going to be doing a longer stint compared to those in front. But will that come into hand for the 4 drivers in front on the safety car restart? They might be able to have that pace advantage to get away.
Who knows? We will have to see whether George and Harry can potentially take advantage of the longer stint, or whether, as you say, the quicker tyres on the other 4 cars will be able to get away before before George and Harry, I can't speak, can take advantage of the longer stint.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, but it's a moment of peace before the drum kicks off again as we wait for the safety car to go back in.
You do have to feel for Carl, though. He was first, you know, before the restart. We've restarted and now he's DNF'd. It's not good. A very unlucky time for him for sure, you have to agree.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, to be fair. And I was just noticing that there's a bit of respect between Bradley and Charlie in the group chat. Bradley admitting that he was at fault for pushing too hard into turn 1, but both of them understanding that the 5 seconds was maybe a bit too harsh from the game, as he did slow down over the sausage curbs.
And something as Carl's just messaged me with something. We will have to sort it after the race. we're gonna have to sort it after the race. I don't know how it's gonna be handled. We'll have to see.
No problem. We'll sort out on-track stuff for the time being anyway.
But could you carry on commentating whilst I sort this out?
So as we can see, we only have 2 drives out so far. Carl with an unfortunate spin, I believe, hitting the wall and losing his wing, and Charles Leclerc maybe following through. We see Charlie at the back of the grid due to having to box for a new wing, and as we see just up top there, safety car is in this lap, so we're going to have to jump up to the McLarens real quick just to see how well they're going to get their start going, whether this could be a team play for Callum to hold them off, maybe let Jamie get ahead, or maybe Jamie tells them in communication with Callum when they're going to go and get the jump on the Mercs behind. It's going to be an interesting one to tell. And it seems as though Callum is backing off quite a bit here to let Jamie go ahead.
That is a very good play from the McLarens. Of course, Bradley cannot overtake. Well, can, because it's a green flag
Here
now.
We go. He's got the jump on Bradley a little bit there, and his teammate is second clear, so he's pushed his teammate quite far ahead, just in support. And Bradley's going for a move down the inside. Turn 1, he's cut him off, so he can't turn it, but Bradley does get the move done.
Can Bradley hold on to this, or will Callum pressure him even more? It's about to get interesting. But now, Jamie is up top. Bradley will be pushing all he can to get the overtake to go into P1. But we will see what happens here. George is trying to get up, but currently still sat in P6 with Sebastian Vettel.
Peter's on the back of Callum now. Did look for a move down the inside, but had to back out because it was too dangerous for the move to do. But now he's just going to be stuck behind his slipstream, and he's going to get a good run in here.
Very, very true. Peter is trying to push all he can to find a way through and find that gap to overtake Callum, but can he get it done?
A nice exit out of that corner there at turn 10, so he should be able to get a decent run going down to turn 1 on the home straight.
He's now...
His rear end stuck out a little bit there. He struggled a little bit going around there.
But Peter still within that DRS zone, I do. But no, he's not. He doesn't have DRS. Because, of course...
no, not a safety car restart, so we've got to wait 3 laps before that.
Of course, thank you. This is why you're here, because you're knowledgeable. I'm not. But... that will definitely help out Jamie to stay ahead. Of course, Bradley's still not in the DRS zone, but he is closing in even more here. Jamie is completely under threat. He has to defend off Bradley all he can. Will he be able to? That is the question. Charlie, if we go down a bit, is trying to build his way back up now. So is Costas, both in P10 and in P12.
Yeah, a lot of people making close gaps, but it's George is now on the back of Peter now. Peter's slowed off a little bit from Callum. Peter closed off the inside. George going around the outside. Two teammates are fighting it out. And it's George that just gets ahead with later braking. But now Peter's just behind him with Slipstream. Going to look to go down the left-hand side of George. Can he get it? I don't think he can quite get his nose round, but he should have a better run going into the home straight, which, he's just slipped out a little bit there. DRS is now enabled, but won't be on the... I don't think it's on the home straight just yet. It's going to be an interesting one. I don't know if the two teammates are working together here, because now Peter's backed off a little bit from George.
But can Peter get in front? It looks like George is pulling ahead. Has George secured that P4? What's happened?
I didn't notice, but Bradley did get the move done on Jamie.
Oh, which means Bradley is up to P1 now. This is massive for him.
Yeah, 100%.
Can Bradley keep hold of it? That'll be the question. Jamie still within that DRS range. I don't think it's been enabled yet, but it should be within the next lap. But Jamie trying to push all he can, stay within that slipstream now. Can he do it? Callum also catching up a bit.
Yeah, but he's got George to deal with behind him. He's showing strong pace here. I think the mediums might slightly be starting to wear off now. Oh, and that's cost us out. This is another safety car. This could invite those medium runners into the pits here, which Callum doesn't do.
George looked like he was going to, but he didn't. But Jamie and Peter does go into the pits to get on the new tyres. What will they go for here? Will it be the hards? No, it's looking like the mediums for No, it is the hards for Jamie here. A lot of the guys going into the pits now to get new tyres.
I think, yeah, just because those three front runners managed to get past the safety car before it got out on track, I think they might have another go at trying to get their pits done just before they queue up again with the safety car. Because everybody's should be going past the safety car now, which would leave those three front runners able to box in enough time without getting held up too much.
Yes, they are all being allowed past now. I wasn't sure whether it was going to happen, but they are all being allowed past. So the front runners should be able to pit, but will the pace that Jamie has potentially allow him to overtake George?
Possibly. George did bait out the pits there. He did pull out just at the last second there. So maybe he's thinking about boxing, but I think maybe the hards might still have some life in them at this point in the race.
Very, very true. But what will the top three runners do here? It looking like Bradley's going past the pits. Callum is pitting, and so is George. Bradley's staying out.
That is an interesting decision. Because Bradley will be on those mediums, which won't be... They'll be almost tearing up now.
And George has gone on to the mediums. Callum has gone on to the hards. So we've had basically a switcheroo between George and Callum. George will be the faster one here. Who will benefit more from this pit stop?
Hard to say, but I feel Callum might, in the long term, have a better result out of this pit stop. But for the meantime, George is going to have the pace of those mediums and probably overtake Callum. But Callum has played a bit of a blind here and managed to get ahead of his teammate.
Very, very true. But again, why is Bradley not pitted here?
Not sure. Maybe he's thinking about track position. Also, if you pit and Callum didn't, he would lose the position to Callum. But in all honesty, I thought everybody would box, but so far everyone's boxed but Brad, so he's going to be on those old tyres and everyone else is going to be bunched up right behind him.
Bradley will have to work his socks off here to defend Callum and George especially off from overtaking him. I'm not sure whether Bradley can truly hold them off or not, but it's going to be a brilliant battle, that is for sure. Whoever gets the best start will benefit the most. Obviously, best start benefit the most, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's just going to be a case of trying to get those tyres warmed up, because obviously Bradley's tyres probably will be already warm enough from racing them for 11 laps now. But it's just about whether Callum can get those hards up to temperature and get past Bradley as quick as possible. Because I think the pit window's probably gone now for Bradley, because otherwise he will end up at the back. An interesting one to point out though, I've just noticed that Charlie is on softs. Charlie did box for softs, which around Monza, tyre degradation is quite high. So it's a surprising decision there.
I mean, race through the pack, pit, get the mediums on, and then race through again potentially. But he doesn't want to go onto the hards, but he knows he has to switch what he was on. Was he on mediums first? I think he was.
Yes. Let me just have a look at what the race director is saying. He boxed from hards to softs just then, but he also started on mediums and one of the hards, so he's already done his change of tyres. He didn't necessarily need to go into those softs, because hards should have lasted at least a decent amount of time afterwards anyway. Unless he, like you said, just wants the pace to try and go through the grid. But it's about whether he can make up the time to afford a pit stop, which wouldn't lose him too many points today.
Very, very true. We'll see what happens, see how Charlie will play it. But, people, the safety car is going in. It's a green flag as the guys get ready to go back racing here. Who will get the better start? Who will benefit the most from this? There's a slight gap forming between the top 6 and the bottom 7. I don't know what the hell's going on there. But Bradley comes round the final corner. Callum is ready to pounce. Who gets a better start? Bradley gets a brilliant start, gets away, but George is on Callum's tail. Callum is trying to catch up to Bradley, but I don't think it's going to happen here. Harry and Peter, Harry and Peter are going to battle here, side by side, wheel to wheel. And Harry seems to maybe pull forward, but Peter's trying all he can to stay on top. Going round the inside of Harry, potentially sticking it, but Harry pulls forward and keeps that P5 position.
Yeah, now James on the back of George here. Possibly looking to try and get a move done.
But back to it, Peter's just overtaken Harry. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Peter successfully up to P5 here. Nice move done by Peter there to get that P5 position. But now George is hunting down Callum. Will he be able to get this overtake done here today?
Yeah, it shouldn't be too long before he gets the move done. The surprising note though is that Bradley's still showing quite strong pace on those mediums. I thought he might struggle. Is that
seems to be Charlie.
Red Bull. Yeah, the Red Bull's slowing down here.
There's something. His wing's gone.
He's cut the corner there, but that means he's going to have to box again.
That has to be the most unluckiest thing to ever happen, I must say.
And here's George now, right behind Callum. Going to be making a move down the outside, around the outside, sorry. And he should be able to get it done pretty comfortably, unless Callum's going to fight back here. Keeping it nice and tight, wheel to wheel. He's still not letting go here. There's still wheel to wheel. Neither side wants to give up. I think Callum just has to yield it a little bit. Yeah, and he does.
I think George being on the mediums, but Callum being on the hards has definitely come into effect. George, obviously the quicker car, able to get the better exit, and Callum having to yield because he knows if he carries on going, number one, George is going to hold that position. Number two, there's going to be probably a crash.
Yeah, they couldn't keep wheel to wheel the whole way around, but now that's enabled George to now hunt down Bradley on those fresher mediums.
It's going to be an interesting battle between George and Bradley for sure. We haven't yet seen it in this season, but if Bradley can hold out, his first win of season 4 will be massive.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't see that happening. Not on these tyres. If you can pull it off a different strategy and get on maybe some faster tyres, it would be nice to see. But right now, as things stand, it's not looking likely.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But now the DRS has been enabled. That could be the decider within this battle between George and Bradley. Obviously, George currently going to be having that DRS, probably going to hold behind until he gets it and prevails on top potentially.
Yeah, towards the end of Sector 2, you have that DRS spot to try and get a move done.
Will George be...
He can get one beforehand, but he's really close to the rear of that Mercedes here.
George is definitely looking for a way around Bradley, but Bradley is trying all he can to hold off George. But how long can Bradley do that? How long can Bradley defend off the current championship leader?
Yeah, Bradley's got no battery left. He's throwing everything at this to try and keep this lead. But I just think the pace that George has got on these tyres, as well as DRS and George has half a battery left, I just think the pace is going to be too much to handle for Bradley.
Very true. George is trying to push, and now because he has been held behind, he has the DRS here. He is right behind Bradley, pulls to the inside now, and safely, securely gets the overtake done.
Yeah, and Jamie and Harry are wheel to wheel here. Going into the first corner. Who's going to back out first? Who's going to be late on the brakes? I think it's going to be Jamie. Jamie just gets a move done.
Nicely done. We haven't seen these two battle for a while, but they are always going at it. I'd say they're rivals by now, the amount they battle and the amount they spun each other out. These two guys have had the most history in their heads play it, but what is going on, Preston?
Sorry, I just noticed that coming out of that exit of that corner there, George has really stuck out just a little bit and has invited Bradley back in here.
And Bradley now with the DRS, it will pull him back in. He's still using his DRS, which will take him down to 3%. He has to recharge that thing.
Yeah, it's very hard to recharge around Monza as well, just because naturally you're going to use some other straights, and Monza is full of straights. It's mainly just straights around Monza.
Very, very true. But now, Bradley coming onto the straight now will get that DRS. But is he close enough to get the overtake done? It's about to get interesting. George sets the fastest lap here. Bradley now with the DRS pulling himself into where George is. But it doesn't look like he can pull himself close enough for that overtake.
Yeah, unfortunately for Bradley, I just don't think he's quite got the pace just to get ahead of him. He's doing well enough to stay within DRS range of him though, which will help him pull away from Callum, as he's now got a 3.4 second gap.
Very true. I mean, if Callum can hold on to this and get this podium, that's still a good result for him, because he's still third in the championship and Charlie's all the way down in 17th.
Yeah, a massive points gained here.
And I don't think we've seen him being second in the championship since season 1.
Yeah, when me and him were battling it out. I don't think he was quite in second place for season 2, and joining halfway through season 3 didn't allow him to do that.
Very true. If memory serves me correctly, he did just beat you in season 2 for that third place.
Yeah, I think it was very close. I think it was down to 1 point. He ended up beating me by.
Yeah.
Which was a bit of a payback to the season before.
But now here we go. Harry's catching up to Callum with the DRS. Will he be able to get the overtake on the outside now? Callum pulls to the inside, looking to hold on to that position. Goes late into that corner and manages to hold on to it, but for how long can he hold on to this?
Charlie's out. Is that another safety car? It is.
Oh my god. Charlie's gone.
Keeps his position.
Charlie's gone again. Costas is gone. Carl is gone. 3 drivers have gone out. We are left with only 5 drivers now. A drive-through penalty for George.
Drive-through. Remember, he can't serve this under a safety car. So as soon as the safety car goes in, he's going to have to serve that, which means he puts him right at the back of the grid.
A very unfortunate time for George. Probably going to be only like 7 laps of racing left when the safety car goes in. So he will have about, I'd say, 6 laps left to get all the way back up now.
And this might allow Bradley to get a bit of a cheap stop as well. He did stay out. We did say, was that a questionable decision? But as you can see here, it's another safety car. Could he have played a bit of a blinder here? George is going to the pits, but he can't serve his penalty. Unless he is just actually boxing. Which he is. Yeah, that might actually be smart, actually, to get on a different set of tyres, fresher tyres, if he is going to end up being at the back of the grid, which he has. He's gone to fresh mediums. Bradley's gone to some fresh softs.
Who knows how this will turn out. Bradley is all the way down in P12. He is going to have to race his heart out to get back up there. But George, I don't think George realised for the second time that he couldn't serve a drive-through under a safety car, because he's just put in the chat how this is an L for him. You know, I think he actually intended to serve the drive-through and didn't realise it's a safety car.
Yeah, I think he knows that he won't be able to serve it. So he literally just wants some fresh tyres. Cause any chance he has got, he's going to need the pace of those newer tyres. Because obviously he's going to have to serve that as soon as the safety car goes away. And if he was on those older mediums, I think he was on, he would have struggled to really like tear through the grid as much as a fresh set of mediums would have done for him.
Yep. This is definitely going to be an interesting end to this race here. But Callum is up to P1, Harry in P2 and Jamie in P3. What a top 3 we have.
Yeah, this is huge points for McLaren. Both drove up there. The Alpines are separated a little bit. Georgia probably, like we said, is going to end up at the back of the grid. One Merc out, you've got a Red Bull out, the Haas is out. So the only team really looking to score strong points today is McLaren.
Very true. They're definitely going to be taking advantage of this. As I said, they are only currently 11 points behind Red Bull in the championship. If they can secure P1 and P3, even with Harry in P2, they will overtake Red Bull in the Constructors.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure as well, even if they lose out on P1 and get P2, P3, would that not also give them the lead as well?
Yes, I think it would. Yeah. I think. Potentially.
How many points did you say it was again? 11?
11, yeah.
No, they would be 3 points off Red Bull if they lost out on the lead.
So they need to keep hold of this lead to take second in the Constructors' Championship. Will they be able to hold on to this? Will they be able to get this win here today? Potentially get a reimagination of Monza 21.
Yeah, and if I was in that team right now, I'd be telling I would want the lead driver, let's say for example if I was Jamie, I would want the lead driver to just tell me when he's going to go and be ready to pounce on Harry as soon as possible, because if, say, Harry and Jamie are fighting, it gives Callum the lead, gives them the advantage to just push on. Similar to what they did before, except from the fact that Callum held back the opposition, Jamie's just got to send it on Harry.
Very true, but it looks like Callum is making a massive gap. What is Harry doing here?
I think he's backed up so he can get to full revs just for when it comes into green flag, but it might be too late for that. I think Callum might get away here. I don't think he will, actually. I think Harry's got to slow down. I think Harry might have played a blinder here because he's now at full speed, whereas Callum's got to accelerate.
And Harry is looking on the outside. He's looking like he might get that P1 position. Callum able to hold on for the corner. But now Harry also has Jamie behind him. Two McLaren surrounding him. Harry's at a major disadvantage here. Both the McLarens could work together to get the P1, P2 here today.
Yeah, James going to build a nice gap to that AI as well. So any other drivers should be out of the question. It's just between the top three at the moment.
Will Jamie be able to catch up to Harry or not? Of course, whilst Harry is within that DRS zone, Jamie will get no advantage from it. So Jamie will be relying on ERS, but the fact is Harry will also have ERS. So I don't know how this battle can end.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Callum's just going to need Jamie to push as hard as he can. We've seen Jamie has the pace from qualifying. He did get pole in that one-shot qualifying. We have seen it.
Very true.
So this could be an interesting end to this race.
But I also do have a fact for you right now. Callum and Jamie, of course, on the hards, 10 and 11 laps old watts. Harry's on the 11 lap old mediums. That wear may come into effect now for Harry on the mediums.
Yeah, Callum's just got to push as much as he can. So that performance from those mediums are going to be wasted trying to chase Callum rather than build a gap on Callum.
Very true, but Peter now fighting with Yuki Tsunoda. If he can pull in front of Yuki as well, he may be able to enter this top flight battle. Who knows?
Yeah, Peter will be looking at it, but Jamie's still building a strong gap. But Harry's now closer to Callum than he is to Jamie here. Harry's right behind Callum. Jamie has dropped off slightly, and I think he's going to end up losing out on DRS.
And he has, so which means Callum will be all alone now. Will have to work his socks off to defend off Harry. No more team advantage for McLaren. It's basically Harry versus Callum now completely.
Yeah, that's true. And if they fight it out, it could also invite Jamie back in.
That is very true.
It depends how much they're really going to fight it out. And Harry's got a nice slipstream coming down this back straight. Looking down the inside, sticking his nose there. He can't quite get it done. He's just going to stick to Callum though.
To be fair, I think Harry is staying behind because he knows he's about to get DRS. He wants that advantage. No, he's not getting DRS, of course.
DRS because it's only just coming to play now. But he does get that pace advantage. Callum's going to look down the inside, late braking.
Oh!
He gets the move done just. But is this slow enough to get Jamie back in? I don't think it is.
A very unlucky time for Jamie for sure, but what a great battle we're witnessing. Harry looking on the inside, potentially pulling in front. Yes, he does. Callum will be looking to get right back at him.
Letting go. Still not letting go. Harry's going wide there and has compromised his line to that corner. But these two are not giving up.
And it's invited Jamie back into the DRS zone now. That's going
to work perfectly for Jamie as he's going to put advantage on Peter as well as helping his own teammate. He's going to be helping himself.
This could be massive. As we said, as long as Callum can hold out P1, even if Jamie doesn't make it into P2, they still overtake Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship here today. They will have to fight for this P1 here today. But will they be able to fight enough? Callum's DRS is completely gone, but Harry's hasn't. That is going to be an utter advantage for Harry here.
Yeah, he's going to have the pace of the DRS down the main straight as well as slipstream, as well as the DRS. He should just be too quick for Callum, but Callum's got a position his car very well to defend here, which he has. He's going down the inside. Harry's just too far ahead. He's going to late brake again.
Oh!
And a squeeze in it.
Oh!
There's contact.
Jamie has spun Harry here.
No, I don't think that was Jamie. I think that was Callum. Both of them did not want to give that up.
Is that a racing incident more than a penalty worth thing?
I don't know. We're going to have to go to the stewards for that, but neither side wanted to give that position up there. It was late braking from Callum, but honestly, I think it was maybe Harry didn't yield. Maybe, I'm not too sure. But it now leaves the McLarens alone at the top.
But this is a great showing by the McLarens. Peter will be looking to try and catch up to Jamie here. But will Jamie sort of think, right, let's not fight for this P1. Let's just get this P1 and P2 and make sure that Peter cannot catch up and overtake us.
Yeah, as a team play with Callum ahead of him in the World Championship, I think Jamie's really got to concede the win here. Let Callum get the win and just try and hold off Peter if he does close the gap, which it doesn't look like he is.
So what you're kind of saying here is Callum's Daniel Ricciardo and Jamie's Lando Norris.
Yeah, like in real life when Lando Norris was told to just back off a little bit, not to race, because otherwise they could risk losing P1. I think, similar situation here.
Oh! Peter's in a battle with Yuki Tsunoda. As long as that battle keeps going on, he will be pulled further and further away from Jamie, which means that Peter won't be able to catch up.
Yeah, this is all going in McLaren's favour here. All they need to do is just keep it clean and not spin. They just need to get the car home safely and they can hopefully take a P1 too. Which I think would be a first this season, would it not?
Yes, it would, because back in was it Britain when Alpine were meant to get it, Peter still had his penalty, which shunted him down to P3.
Yeah, and apart from that, it's always been a Red Bull and Alpine that won or came first or second, is it not?
Yes, yeah. So this
would be the first team 1-2.
Yeah, and what a place to do it, Monza.
Just like real life, bringing back the memories.
You see, we wanted to get close to F1, but not this close. But
we wanted realistic, but maybe a little too realistic here.
Yeah, we're getting too like it, that's what I'm trying to say here. But George making it back into the points now in P10. Harry in P6. His race has not been ruined, but you get what I mean. He's now about to probably enter a battle with Bradley, who's also a part of the Peter Yuki and Peter Yuki battle. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Harry's now entered it. This is a four-way battle, but Bradley's wing is gone.
Yeah, he's going to make it so harder for him to take those corners, but down the straight, he's going to be flying.
Very true. On the softs, that is a massive advantage gain. But Harry is still staying within the time. Bradley's still looking for the overtake. How the hell is he going to get an overtake done with the wing gone?
Because he's just going to have that pace advantage on the straight. As you can see here, look at this. He's just gaining. He's got no battery. He's just relying on slipstream, and with no wing, you've got no downforce. You just fly on the straights.
Very true. If Bradley can get up to P3, not only is that his first podium of Season 4 as he goes down the inside now and takes that P3 position, and it doesn't look like Peter will be able to battle him for it. Bradley owns that P3 position and potentially on his first podium of the season. But also Harry Peter being down at P4 will affect Alpine's points in the constructors and will change the game in the drivers as well.
Yeah, this is major. Peter's struggling to slow down a little bit there. I don't think Harry's close enough. So I think this battle's pretty much over unless someone slips out.
I mean, Harry, you could say, is still under... No, actually, Harry's pulling away. I was about to say he's under threat from Yuki, but he is pulling away here now. But Bradley...
You may as well go to the McLarens here. Do your finish. as they approach the the finish line.
But people, what a great race it has been, and like Monza in 2021, McLaren come home to take up P1 and P2, Callum in P1, Jamie in P2. What a brilliant race by McLaren today. They take utmost 4 points here today, I believe. I'm not sure about fastest lap, but that is nonetheless.
George just got fastest lap on that final lap there.
So he will be getting an extra point, but Jamie also gets pole. That's brilliant.
What a drive from everyone today, in particular as McLaren's. The teamwork they showed was incredible.
But for the first time ever in Season 4, we see a McLaren come out to take P1. Of course, that's Callum. P2 is, of course, Jamie. And in P3, for the first time in the season, Bradley takes a podium here. What a brilliant race by everyone today. Unfortunate for Carl Costas and Charlie. But we will be back next week with what should be hopefully another brilliant race. Who knows? It's been a brilliant watch for sure. We'll be right back for you with a leaderboard in a second. Don't go anywhere. And people, today, here is your leaderboard. Callum wins the race. Jamie comes in P2, Bradley in P3, Peter in P4, Harry in P5, then George in P8. An fortunate time for Charlie, Costas and Carl as they do DNF this race. But people, thank you for watching this race. We'll be back with you next week in Austria. Do not go anywhere. Do not be late. It's all coming your way, people. See you then.